An amazing free experience that you can do in Abu Dhabi is walking the track at night. And it's really fun because you can get to see a lot of things that you don't normally get the opportunity of seeing, including, as I've just noticed, in the pits, they leave up a lot of the names along the pits at the off-season. But you can see in the distance here that there is a couple of extra people, an extra team, which is the Brad Pitt and his co-stars sort of grid and pit for the new F1 film coming out. Turn 1 is a sweeping fast corner, but it's on the outside of turn 1 where this AstroTurf is, which is kind of surprising. It gives a little bit of extra grip, but also the positioning of this drain cover baffles me. Just asking for trouble, surely. When walking the track, I was surprised by the incline of turns 2 and 3. You really don't see how steep it is on television, and the way it sweeps down through turn 4. Drivers really go over the crest of a hill, which isn't apparent when watching on a screen. What an amazing part of the track this is. Into the hairpin just after the first couple of turns, and it's almost like a Colosseum-like vibe that you probably get when you're sat here, and the whole stadium is full of people on race day as people dive into that hairpin, of course, where Verstappen made his famous last lap overtake on Lewis Hamilton. Hopefully you can see the gradient there of turn 4 as you come towards turn 5. It's surprising how wide this new reprofiled turn is. It's much wider than I thought it would be, but I suppose it gives you more opportunities to then take different lines and power out of the corner afterwards onto that first DRS straight. This is one of the best corners on the track, the chicane after the first long DRS straight. It's deceptive how much longer it actually is between the two lines and how steep that curbing is. Also, it's quite interesting that you can just cut straight through to the final corner as well if you wanted to, although I'm sure it wouldn't be in the rules. But nevertheless, it's interesting how close together these parts of the track are. The curbs are quite shallow there, and with the extra runoff provided by that cut-through piece of track, means that you can get a really good run into the second DRS straight. But quite a kink that, again, you don't always see on TV. Turn 9, I think, has improved the track. I think it could actually be a little bit wider. It seems to work. And then coming out of that corner, what you do notice is actually you've got this kind of double curbing on the outside of the corner, and you really do not want to run over that. I don't think you realise actually how high these little sort of teeth of the curbs are. If I put my phone down, you can really see how sharp that is. Now, the architecture of the W Hotel is just amazing. How it overhangs the track at turns 13 and 14. The track's wider now and less tight, although you still don't have any runoff areas there. But that's a great bit of track. And also this final corner, lots of space to really sort of attack the line going in, but again, very high curbs. And it's quite tight with that pit lane entry as well, which I found interesting. You don't notice it until you're sort of walking along. If you found this interesting, make sure you check out my Singapore video when I walked the Marina Bay circuit before the Grand Prix.